Hey guys, it's RodimusPrimal. I am back in another video, and today I wanted to share with you guys something that I received from Hasbro and the Lego group. They had sent me something in the mail, and in the packaging was this wonderful letter, and I wanted to share it with you guys because of what it is. It says, "Thank you for accepting this special gift from Hasbro and the Lego group. Please and find enclosed the Autobot Optimus Prime Lego set in celebration for the Transformers character. This set is available in Lego stores starting in June 1st. Of course, I wanted to give it some time because I was really busy this week with a lot of family stuff. But yes, I did receive the Lego Optimus Prime as a gift from Transformers and the Lego group. But while they did send this to me, I am going to take a look at this thing and give you guys an honest review and thoughts. So, got 1,500 pieces, and it's designed for 18-year-olds and over. So it is an adult collectible Lego set. It is not meant for kids. So I'm going to say that right off the bat. This is not a kids Lego set. This is designed specifically for the adult collector. So without further ado, let's take this out of the box. So sit back, relax, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and let's transform and roll out. Consider supporting the channel on Patreon, becoming a channel member, or purchase some merch on my spring store today. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is show you guys everything that comes in the packaging. They actually put them into separate bags. I have not done a Lego set in quite a while, so you can already see how much Lego pieces are all over the place, and how everything is put into individual bags, and then they give you this very large instruction manual. And what I like about this instruction manual, first and foremost, of course, we got some nice artwork there for Transformers G184, and of course there's different things in different languages, and talks about like why they're doing a Lego Transformer, and they talk about like Optimus Prime stats. Some really great artwork in there. And then when they actually go into the instructions, I took a quick glance before, is they tell you like, this is what you're going to build when you make parts 1 through 3. So the bags 1, 2, and 3 line up. Then you've got 4, 5, and 6. And then 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then you go into the individual steps. And as you move on, it gives you, I mean, it's a lot of steps. This is going to take me a while, guys. So you guys are going to have to bear with me as I get this thing all prepared and built for you to show you all the different cool things about it. And whether or not I like it or not, I'm going to give you guys that. I'm going to tell you guys exactly what I like. Like I said, I've not done a Lego set in so long, so I know this is going to be very, very time consuming and tedious, but at the same time, for the Lego collector, I think folks are going to like this. And the fact that it is a transforming, Lego set is cool in and of itself. So I'm going to take some time to get this thing built, and then I'm going to show you guys what it looks like in robot mode and then in vehicle mode. Okay, so I wanted to take a little bit of time to show you guys some of the footage of my live stream build of the Lego Optimus Prime, because I spent quite a bit of time. It was about 2.5-hour sessions. I did that in 3 different parts. The first part being on this main channel, and the second 2 parts on my second channel, RodimusPrimal Talks, because I know a lot of people want to see how the Lego was built, and I mean, I ran into a little bit of problems during part 1, which included a missing piece, which I made up for at the end, and I'll show you guys when I show you the completed figure. And I also ran into a little bit of problems when I was building the jetpack itself, which again I will show you. But I wanted you to see some footage of this Lego Optimus being built during my live stream. So let's actually take a look at the figure. I have a few options here. I'm going to move this abdomen piece out of the way, and I'm going to take this piece off, and this piece here as well, and this is where it's all missing, and it's why I have the tire set to the side. So in order to fix that, I've got a few extra Lego pieces that I don't think that anybody is going to be mad if I use them to finish him. So I'm going to take another piece here. Take a blue piece like so. And another blue piece. This will allow me to complete the piece right here. And the piece right here. And that finishes him. The extra Lego pieces actually gave me the ability to complete him. Otherwise, I would have not had a complete Optimus Prime. He would have been missing pieces that would have made his leg complete. Okay, so here is Lego Optimus Prime as he is fully completed. And you can see he is a very, very large figure once he is all put together. And he does look really, really nice, especially after all the work that I put in. I mean, it was like a good, I don't know, I want to say maybe if you count all the time, like I had to stop, I was trying to find pieces and stuff like that. It was probably around 7-8 hours. Some folks have actually completed it in less time than that, but you know, yeah, he does look really, really nice for display purposes. All of the different accessories that he comes with. He comes with this little Lego piece in order to help you build, and if you mess up, you can kind of use that to pry that out. Comes with his tech spec on a placard. Says Optimus Prime, Function Commander, freedom is the right of all sentient beings, and has all of his rankings. And this is kind of cool if you're using this like as for display purposes to quite literally say what it is. Also comes with his Energon axe, comes with his blaster, an Energon cube, a little piece for his transformation, and of course you build his jetpack. And I want to make note before I actually show anything else off with the jetpack. When I was doing the live stream, I kind of messed up putting it together, and I was having some difficulty because I ended up putting the pieces in the wrong places. And I did kind of get pointed out to me, thankfully, in the comments. This is why I really appreciate how many of you guys are willing to, you know, say, hey, you know, maybe you should have done this, done it that way, because then it helps me out in the long run. And yeah, I ended up putting the pieces where they're supposed to go now, and he does fit in quite nicely. And I'll show that to you when I show you the jetpack as it's displayed. Now, just to getting a closer look at the figure, very cool looking, has fully rotating shoulders that can kind of go out this way, turn around. He has elbows. And when I first started messing around with him, the elbows actually started popping out, so you do have to make sure they're in secure. The hands can rotate on a fist. He does have posable thumbs, which I do have on. It actually ended up falling off on one of my other recordings, so I ended up putting it on wrong. So we can give a thumbs up if you want to, or you can just have him keep it as a closed fist. Also, the individual fingers themselves are on a like they have one little brick here to keep them in place and keep them secure, but if you take that brick off, he can close the fists, and you can have him pointing at you saying Optimus Prime wants you to join the Autobot cause, or you know, him pointing at Megatron for whatever reason he needs to. But yeah, we're just going to put those pieces back together. The other thing I want to show a little bit close up on is the face itself. It doesn't have a nose, and it is a special plate here that is made for his faceplate, but you probably can get a, you know, I'm sure someone's going to make a brick that's going to go up and over to make the eyes, and maybe use a replacement faceplate if you don't like the blue eyes. I personally have no issue with blue eyes, but his head can fully rotate around. The articulation on his waist kind of is a little bit in the way because of the way the transformation works, but he can rotate his waist all around like so, but it kind of doesn't stay insecure so well. And his legs can move up. He can do the splits, but he has no knees. Now, that you're already noticing right away, and you heard that little piece fall off, is the brake lights pop off super easy. I have not figured out a way to keep them secure unless from what I understand, someone said is to use super glue. And I'm not a big fan of that, you know, especially considering that this is like for a Lego Optimus, he's going to be more used as display than anything else. But it is kind of a novelty to be able to have him be able to transform. And his blaster itself, the way that you do put it together, there is rotation here for the handle, and that has to do with transformation, and I'll actually show that to you in a bit. But you can go in his hand, there's a little Lego brick there, and 2 pegs right there to keep the blaster secure, so that Optimus can hold his iconic rifle and point it at the Decepticons to blast them away. But also, this fist, either fist you can do this on. You can take the fist off, and then you can slide the peg down, and there is, you kind of can't see it on camera, but there is a little square peg right next to that, the actual, like it's a little square hole right next to the peg to allow the Energon axe to fit into, like so, and then you can have Optimus wielding his Energon axe to, just like he did in More Than Meets the Eye Part 2. And I'm trying to keep the brake lights there secure because, again, they keep popping off. I wanted to show you his back just so you can kind of see they really captured even his, like, the way he looks from his animation model on his back. And on top of that, there are 2 little notches here. That is what these clips go on for his jetpack. And this kind of slides in like so. And there he can ride his jetpack that he wore in More Than Meets the Eye Part 3, which he actually borrowed from Sideswipe. And we'll move the Energon cube to the side and secure him like so. And I'm just going to show you by comparison. Here is Earthrise Optimus Prime and Kingdom Rodimus Prime. Cool thing, you can open up his chest. Out comes the Matrix of Leadership, which you can see here. A Lego version of the Matrix of Leadership. So I'm going to stick that back in like so. And now moving on to transformation, just to see how this thing can actually transform, we're going to take the blaster off. Take the jetpack off, and then the instructions say to actually turn the head all the way around and rotate it around, but I'm not going to have it go all the way yet. And the reason for that being is because you want to kind of move this whole piece up like so, rotate him at the waist so that he can get that full transformation, and then rotate the legs down. And the reason for that being is because otherwise the fists kind of get in the way as you're trying to move him. And I'll get to the back side of that in a moment. Then we can rotate the rest of the truck all the way down with his, with his head. And then we're going to, just like the G1 transformation, close up the rest of the truck. Move him back so everyone can see what's going on. I'm going to rotate the fists in, close it up like so. And one thing to take note of, and it's very easy to miss as you're transforming it, there are ladders that are supposed to stick out. So every time that I have transformed him, it's like one of those things like you end up forgetting and you got to move the fuel canisters. So I'm going to rotate the fists down so they can go, almost end up becoming like next part of the axle. Going to move the truck grill down, close up the bumper, and then there is a Lego peg that I'm noticing that it's supposed to like peg into. Yep, right there. And that's supposed to keep him secure. And then I'm going to rotate this way so you can see what's happening. We're going to take the fuel canister, close it out this way. There is the ladder as it's supposed to be. Fold down the feet. And if you have, with like my piece, the brake lights have to continually be reattached. Not a lot of fun having to reattach them every time I've messed around with them. and making note of it on camera. Don't mind doing so to say the differences. And that completes this, for the most part, completes this truck mode. But if you're not noticing already, the front of the truck has that yellow piece there, which is supposed to be like his animation model, but this brick actually comes off. And then you can take this, the grill piece, the other piece, to put it in its place, to give you that full-on truck look. But then there's one extra step that the instructions have you do with the ion blaster. It actually gets incorporated into his truck mode to act as a hitch. So if someone makes a trailer, you can actually put that there. There are so many Lego pieces, and that is the reason why this is so expensive as it is, but it does look really cool on display, either in truck mode or in robot mode. Personally, if I'm going to have him on display, it's going to end up being in robot mode, but then there's really not much else that you can do with him in truck mode, of course, except for display purposes. It does close up, but just making sure everything is secure. It's kind of one of the things with a Lego build, is making sure everything is put together properly. And once again, for comparison, there is the truck cab for Earthrise Optimus Prime next to the Lego Optimus in truck mode. Now, as I said before, in robot mode, he is great as a display piece. The time it takes to build him is a lot of fun if you really enjoy Lego builds. You can always have him set up like this, like on a statue. I propped him on top of one of the MicroMaster boxes just so you can kind of have him on a little bit of a pedestal. And here we're going to have Jazz and Cliffjumper defend him just like they did in the episode Starscream's Brigade. And we can also reenact the scene in Return of Optimus Prime Part 1 by having Kingdom Rodimus Prime stand in front of the statue as he's talking to him at his marker for those purposes. So other than that, I mean, it is a really cool set. It's expensive. It's about $170. And if you really enjoy Legos and you are a Transformers fan, you're going to love this. But for myself, it's more of a display piece than anything else. Not something that I was going to go out of my way to get. And so really it's a matter of opinion about whether or not you like it. But I dig it. I think it's really awesome for Lego and Transformers to finally come together after all of these years to come out with something like this. It really is worth your time if you're a Lego and a Transformers enthusiast. Definitely go for this. It is worth your time. But I want to know what you guys think. Of course, leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Be sure to thumbs up this video and subscribe. Check out my other videos as well. I have many more Transformers discussions, retrospectives, and more coming down the pipeline, so stay tuned for all of that. And as always, guys, until next time, till all are one.